Alright, what's going on guys? Kitsune TCG here. We're back with another video, and today is going to be something a little bit different, but something I'm sure all kind of familiar with. We're going to be doing a sealed only challenge. I love to be able to get this deck competitive in time for our nationals in July, but probably started this a little bit too late. We'll just have to see. So overall, we're going to be doing this with sealed product. Trading is allowed, so if we do pull anything that we don't need overall, as long as it fits within a certain criteria, we can use that for trade bait. No buying, no selling, so I'm not going to be selling any cards to try and buy any others. We're not going to trade any high rarity card that the deck needs. So if I pull like a collector rare Overraptor, a secret rare like Archosaur or something like that, that is going to stay in the deck because that's the deck we're building towards. So I'm going to definitely keep those to bling out the deck if we can. And then overall, just not going to trade away any card over $75 in value. I think anything higher just completely that kind of invalidates it. If we, pull a one-off Starlight Rare or something like that, you basically just trade that for almost in a completely entire deck. So that really, to me, I think just takes away the fun in any challenge. I mean, I know trading kind of takes away a little bit of the sealed product, but I think that's a pretty fun representation of, how Yu-Gi-Oh was at one point in time. I mean, most of us, were just pulling sealed product, trading with friends. We didn't have, TCG Player, eBay, things like that. So I like the idea of adding the trading in, but keeping it to a fair margin. Budget-wise, just gonna do a about $35 budget a week. 8 packs, comes out to now, with how they've changed pack prices, $36. So I'm going to give a little bit of leeway to that. So, it might be around that price, but it'll be roughly that much each week. Weekly episodes, I'm going to do pack opening. So we'll jump into pack opening plus, starter deck for the first episode. Then we'll do a little bit of going over the build for this week, and then we'll do a feature match. Plan to do that, weekly here. Hopefully, maybe eventually can have some more matches up on Patreon, maybe deck building ideas, if we want to go over that, but we'll see how that plays out. But overall, just wanted to quickly kind of go over my expectations for this challenge, and yeah, let's just go ahead and hop into it. We'll see you over in the pack opening. I originally planned on picking up the Dino structure deck just because that's what I wanted to start with, but Wild Survivors, I kind of waited till the deck list, or, card list came out for that, and, I mean, it reprinted everything in there, so I didn't really think that it was necessary to go into the Dino structure deck at that point, so I went ahead and decided to pick up 3 of the Trap Trick structure decks. Accidentally messed up the video where I opened up those, but thought I'd kind of quickly go over what cards are going to be pretty important out of here. And honestly, for the first week we may end up playing a pretty strong, or maybe just play Trap Tricks until we kind of have a actual competitive Dino list. But at the very least, there are several cards in here that are going to be pretty useful, not even just necessarily for the beginning episodes, but overall. I thought I'd just kind of quickly go over that. So one of the biggest ones, obviously, is going to be evenly matched. This is going to be something that, maybe early on, even if we're playing a, blind going second Dino list, just because we may not have access to a lot of, the Dino negates, in the Evolzors. If we don't have access to those, too early on, maybe we play a blind going second list, and evenly matched is going to definitely be pretty important for something like that. And even if we are, able to set up a pretty good going first board, an evenly matched for, a sideboard is going to be pretty good. So we're definitely excited to have something like that in the deck. And moving on from there, obviously the Kaijus, those are going to be pretty strong as well. Godarla is definitely going to be the better of the two, but, overall just kind of giving us some variety in what we can choose is pretty good. But getting a place out of those will be pretty important. And then the other really big one is going to be Ash Blossom. So having access to, essentially, 3 Ash Blossom and 3 evenly matched early on is going to be pretty important. And I definitely think that is going to, lead to us just probably doing a lot better early on just because we're obviously going to have access to some form of hand traps. From there, I think the other big one is just going to be the Raigeki and the Duster. So obviously if we only play one Duster, but you know, that'll be fine. I think overall maybe we can trade away the other two, but I don't think it's particularly too expensive of a card at this point. But the Raigeki, another one that maybe we can, you know, play going first, or going if we're doing a blind second, but otherwise something that we can definitely kind of keep in the going second list, you know, with it being back to 3. Playing 3, I don't think it's necessarily so big of a problem. Not too much else in here that I think is going to be super important for us. Maybe, you know, we can incorporate Rafflesia early on if we need something as like a going first inboard. But I really just think it just kind of depends on, you know, what we pull today and what we pull in the next few weeks as far as like what, you know, our extra deck and stuff like that is going to look like. But these are definitely the kind of like 6 cards that I think are going to play a pretty big impact, you know, not just in the beginning, but overall in this series. So I'm going to go ahead and cut away. I'm going to go ahead and just, you know, take off the, you know, packaging for like that, and then we'll just kind of go ahead and open up and, you know, see what we got, and then we'll be able to kind of build our deck for week 1 from there. Alright, so got that all unboxed here. Just going to go ahead and kind of get into it. So we'll try and open, you know, about 6 packs of the Wild Survivor before we do any of the maximum gold. Obviously, in here we're looking for anything Dino related. You know, maybe if we pick up enough core for, you know, the Hungry Burger stuff, maybe play that 1 week, but I definitely don't think we're going to pick up enough for the Vanquished Souls, but we'll just kind of hop into it and see. As far as like what we're looking for, obviously it's going to be all the Dino cards. You know, some of the Evol source stuff is going to be in maximum gold. Chance at access code is in there as well. I was originally on thinking about playing Gamma, but obviously with it being limited, maybe not something that we're going to jump into and use probably in this series, but you know, maybe at 1 it's not the worst. We'll just have to kind of see. So we got pre-prep. And already have Giant Rex. That'll definitely be pretty nice. And there is actually kind of a lot of overlap for the Dino stuff in maximum gold. So, you know, maybe if we decide we like a, you know, gold rare better, that'll be something we can use. But, and then already we have the Transcendrasaurus Meteorus. I don't think that's going to be one that we'll necessarily play in the deck, but, you know, something to kind of consider and kind of go from there. Well, we'll definitely put it to the side. Monju. Eradicator's in here, so we already have access to an Oviraptor, and then a Hungry Burger card. It's not too bad overall. I really think that we're going to have a pretty easy time opening all the Dino things that we need, and probably 1 or 2 boxes, but definitely just thought it'd be safe and, you know, open up a box, you know, week 1, you know, really just kind of taking it as, you know, getting into the game, picking up 3 structure decks as a box, and, you know, just kind of seeing what you're able to build from there. So we already have access to a double evolution pill, which would be pretty good as well. Preparation of Rites. And a Vanquished Soul Continue. Okay. We'll put that to the side there. We have the Hamburger Recipe. Definitely a, you know, kind of blast the past on that card there. Deck Devastation Virus. There can be only 1. Definitely don't think this will be something that we'll consider playing, since almost everything we're going to be using is Dinosaur. But we'll definitely just kind of have to see overall. And then another Hungry Burger card. Alright, and Lost World. So been pretty good, you know, start to these, at least getting at least 1 card in every pack. Tenki. And a Super Hungry Burger, and Animator Archosaur. Really good pickup there. Maybe play this one, so we'll definitely put it to the side, but this one was one wasn't too interested in overall necessarily. Miscellaneous, obviously only need the 1, unfortunately, but glad to have picked it up. Allure is not bad, but it's not something we maybe we're going to be using necessarily. Alright, pack number 4 here. Already a pretty good start. Frostosaurus, another really good one that we definitely needed. Another Manju. Oh, that means we're going to get either at least an ultra rare in here. So Incantation and a Vanquished Soul Raisin. So just an ultra rare, nothing too crazy there, but definitely something we can maybe use to trade towards, you know, something that we need. But honestly, pretty good pool. I think this may be one that stays somewhat decent value, but we're just gonna have to see how things settle for the packs overall. But already we have our first ultra rare, Candle, and then another one we do definitely need. Probably just a one of in there, but so far pretty good start to the opening. Obviously would prefer to pull the Dino Ultra, but you know, definitely still can trade those away. So we got the Talismandra, Pre-Prep, and then the Meat Recipe, Mossel Dig, perfect, and Baby, and Overraptor. So really good pack there. So I think we'll do one more, and then we'll do a maximum gold. Honestly, the maximum gold are definitely probably going to be the things that really decide whether or not we're able to play Dinos week 1. Double Evolution Pill, perfect. Needed the second one there. Pre-Prep, and back-to-back Meat Recipes. Another Manju. Glacierus, but we already have the one. Already have the one Miscellaneous. And then another Hungry Burger card. So moving over to the first maximum gold. Obviously we're going to have 2 chances here to pull something overall. So we have a Ptolemy, Trushula. I don't think we're going to have the easiest access to a 9, but maybe something we can consider overall. I'll definitely put it to the side. Weather Painter, Snowy Canvas, Prank Kid, Lampseas. Oh, and okay, perfect. That is a really good pool to start it. Not the best one. Definitely would prefer to have pooled the Dolka, but Laggy is not bad. So that is actually something that we really reason why we would want to open these boxes. So definitely excited to pull that. Numeron Network and Weather Washer. Forgot most of the Prank Kit stuff was in here. We'll go back on. Open up some more Wild Survivor. Giant Rex, but you only need the one. Lost World, definitely did need that. Another Novel card. Still need another baby, that's good. Eradicator. Lithosagium. I think we'll put that again in the maybe pile, because we might be able to play the True Kings in the beginning. And I think that completes our playset of Ovi, so we should be good after that. Moving along, it's been pretty good so far. Definitely would be nice to pull something, you know, high rarity for Dinos, but we'll just have to kind of see what we get. Okay, we're gonna have at least another Ultra here. So Enemy Controller, I think we'll put again that in the maybe. I don't think that's super good in Dinos, but we'll definitely at least consider it. So we have our second Archosaur, and this is definitely a Vanquished Souls, but I mean, you know, 7 of the 10 Ultra Rares are Vanquished Souls, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But we have Heavy Borger as our other Ultra Rare. Another Drill, and another There Can Be Only One. Slightly disappointing on 2 of those, but again, you know, you're chasing a 1 in 10 Ultra Rare. That is kind of to be expected. Tenki. Super Soaring, and Continue, Pencil Plume, Deck Dev, Allure, and another Hungry Burger card. So I'm even 12 packs in, and we already have 2 Ultra Rares, so hopefully we can, you know, get something pretty good for our last one. Double Evolution Pill, already have the 2, already have Giant Rex. Trinity Burst, Chalice Slime, I think that's our third baby, Lithosagium, and Candle. One more here, and then we'll pop back over to maximum gold. Bookstone. Solda's pretty nice. Again, we'll probably put that in the kind of maybe to consider. And then another super rare. Okay, finally our first UCT. That's pretty good. I definitely want to at least get one more of those. Chef Special. And would be our playset of miscellaneous, but obviously it is limited to one. Alright, so second pack of maximum gold. Let's see what we can get here. Alright, so we got CM stuff here. Microcoders, not bad. We got Zefraxi. Maybe could use this as a Yangzing card. I know I'm trying to consider some Yangzing support in the Dinos. And we have Asa. Destin Hero Plasma, okay. Definitely not going to be used here, but not bad. And Torrential Tribute. Don't... Oh, and then Win and Asa. I'll put the Charmers to the side as well. I don't think we'll play Torrential, but I'll put it in the maybe now. And yeah, unfortunately not on Plasma, but yeah, I'll put it over here with the Ultra Rares. Switch back to some more Wild Survivor. We also still need the Xenometeorus. Only need one Frostosaurus, so I don't need that. Talismandra. Okay, we did need this. So you kind of can play this as a one of, you know, usually it's not something that may think a lot of people are playing, but, you know, at one, I don't think it's the worst to play in the extra deck if you want. I'll put enemy controller there. That's our second Fossil Dig. Finally, a Petite. And don't need another Drill. So we're doing a pretty good job. We're pretty close to completing the core. We just need a few things in. I think a few more of the field spells and a few more of like a Searchers in the baby. Pre-prep. Play set of enemy controller. I think that's our last Fossil Dig. And okay, we're gonna get something here. Went right past that. And okay, I mean, really shouldn't be surprised. So, yep. Third Ultra Rare, and it is a third Vanquish Souls. I think this is a one of, maybe, I'm not too sure about the deck overall, but it might not be the best one, so we'll have to kind of see how these play out value-wise for trades. And just some more Hungry Burger stuff. Maybe we have a CR left in here, but I think that might be our last chance unless we get a pretty good box with a fourth Ultra Frostosaurus. And okay, perfect. Need at least maybe one more. We'll have a few more chances, obviously, to get it. Deck Div, Hamburger Recipe, there can be only one, and Miscellaneous. It's not too many more things that we need in that rare slot, but you know, we will definitely see. And then as far as really the rest of the video, maybe pulling an access code would be fantastic, but you know, from there, like a Dolk or a Lagia would. No, we already have Lagia. We need Dolka. Double Evolution Pill, Solda. Only need one of those, and then we have another Hungry Burger card. I think we already have two Archosaurs, so that's fine. Pencil Plume, and I'll put a second Petite down there, but I don't think we're gonna run more than just one. And another one of those. Few more here, and then we'll do another one of the maximum gold. Preparation. Incantation. Honestly, I have a pretty good Hungry Burger deck being built as well. Alright. Nothing there. Do two more here, and then we'll do another maximum gold. Giant Rex. Super Soaring. Only need one of those, so that is going to be extra, I think. Yeah. Might be... Yeah, we already have a playset, so unfortunate there. I know we already have a playset of enemy controller. That's fine. So really we just need the field spell and some more of the Xeno, and then the Searcher. Frostosaurus, perfect Lost World. Continue. We have a playset of that. Deck Dev, Baby. I think we got a playset, but I'll put that in there. That completes our playset of the Lithogasm. And I think we had a playset of Oviraptor, but we'll definitely see here at the end. We'll go ahead and do another maximum gold. Getting pretty close to the end. And I think overall I'm pretty okay with the pools. Would have been nice to have gotten at least one Xeno, but again, you know, 1 out of 10 is going to be always a little tricky. Prank Kid Pranks. Gold Sark. I don't think we'll be playing that. I don't think that's going to really be doing anything for us. Meow Meow Mew. Banned card. Yeah, this could definitely make use of this if we pull the rank 10. I think that's in here as well, so I'll definitely put that to the side. Lina, that's not going to help. Aquero and Fansies. That was definitely the worst of the maximum gold packs, but we have pulled a Lagia, so not too bad overall. We'll have at least one last chance to pull something good. Double Evolution Pill. Pre-prep. Another one of these, but definitely not more than a one of. Okay, that was what we did. I mean, we did need another UCT, so not bad to get that second one there. Hamburger Recipe. There we go. And a lure. Alright, so getting to the last few packs. I think, again, we just need one more Lost World, and then we have our Dino Core complete. Oh. Double Evolution Pill, and the first super rare Hungry Burger, which actually is pretty nice in the rarity, so that's pretty nice overall. Enemy Controller, Chalice Slime, Chef Special, and we definitely have enough Oviraptor at this point. Alright, can we get lucky and get a CR in this box? Frostosaurus, Talismandra, Nustevil. So not in this pack, but we'll see. We've got 3 more packs to go. Obviously, a Dino CR would go great, but, you know, honestly, anything would be pretty good for trade. That's our last Lost World, so at the very least, we have our Dino Core complete, which is pretty nice. Fish Recipe, Pencil Plume, Monju, Petite, and there can be only one. Alright. See here, got 2 more packs. Tenki, Solda, another Vanquished Soul, 3 UCTs, not bad. I definitely have a playset there, and another Miscellaneous. Alright, so last pack here. Let's see if we can end it on a collector rare. If not, it'll be a maybe not too bad box. Who knows? I'm not too sure on whether those Vanquished Souls are on price currently. Bookstone, and so we did not get a CR, but that is okay. Anything interesting here? Nope. Alright, so last pack. It would be great if we could pull a Dolka. We got Eva. Scrap Wyvern. That's really good. That'll definitely be something we use once we're able to get access to Scrap Raptor. Weather Painter. It's definitely not going to get used. Rocket Ride. Bullet Train, and last one here. Can it be anything we need? I mean, Snow, I think, is actually pretty good value. I'll have to double check on that there. But yeah, I will go ahead and kind of, you know, put something together and come back to y'all once I have a list for week 1, and then, you know, we'll definitely kind of go over and have at least a feature match, and I will see y'all soon. Over quickly a deck profile. Got them decked out in the nice CCT sleeves, so honestly the OCGs get some really good quality sleeves, so definitely excited to be using those for the main deck. So it's kind of starting it out. We are running 2 UCT. Pretty standard ratio on there. I don't think there's a reason to bump it up to 3 as of yet. We have the 1 Xenometeorus and the 1 Frostosaurus. Obviously, we want to run more of these. Just that's all we pulled so far. It's just the one, so that's what we have to kind of go with for now. We've got 3 Overraptor. Again, pretty standard here. Pulled a million Misk, but since it is limited to 1, that's all we can play in this deck. So, but 1 Giant Rex. And then where things get a little bit different, obviously not with the 3 Baby, you're definitely running 3 Baby pretty regularly. And that'll definitely be what's a part of the final build, but we are currently running 3 Petite. And that is just because we are running the Lithosagem, so having more opportunities to, draw Earth dinos or just Earth monsters in general, as we'll kind of see, is something that we're wanting to make sure that we have plenty of in deck. To Animador Archosaur, again, pretty common, you definitely want to at least have 2, just because you always want to have a 1 in deck to summon for Misk. And then the 3 Lithosagem. So this is obviously here to, pop the babies. I mean, I guess you can even pop the Giant Rex. It's not the worst thing since you're able to, banish it to summon it. So, but bringing out Lithosagem off of these is pretty good. This is a kind of going second build, just because we do have a lot of really good going second cards, and we don't have a really good, inboard going first for like any negates. So you do kind of lose out on the, taking 3 out of the extra deck. I mean, you can still do it going second, but since your goal is kind of to OTK, it isn't as meaningful, but, it can still definitely kind of come up. 3 of the Field Spell, 3 of Fossil Dig. Obviously, just wanting to run these at maxed out just for protection. 2 Double Evolution Pill. Again, same reason when you're running more than 1 Archosaur, you're going to draw it more times than you want, so you always want to have 1 in the deck. So we are running instead the Sticky Kaiju instead of Darla. This is just because it's an Earth, so it just has a lot more uses in this particular build with Lithosagem. The 3 Ash. Obviously, Ash is pretty good. It's the reason we went into that structure deck pretty much. 3 Raigeki. I think that's going to come up quite a lot. I don't think, too many boards, especially Kashtira, are ending on any form of, like, monster negate. Or not, like, spell trap negate, so I think that's going to definitely be something that a lot of people aren't going to be able to play around, so I definitely like that in the main. And then 3 Evenly Matched. I think, actually, Raigeki, I might change it out once if I'm able to find some, or maybe open some packs for it, since we'll just have to see what it's in. It's like Dark Hole, just because I know that's obviously a pretty good, combo piece in Dinos in particular, just being able to, pop your babies as well as clearing your opponent's board. But yeah, 3 Evenly Matched, again, just to have another form of removal for us, going second. Moving on to the extra deck. Let's quickly go over that. Not really a lot we can actually summon out of the extra deck currently, so it's really just kind of like filler for, to get to 15 cards. We are running the Fusion. We obviously don't have the Ground Xeno yet to summon it. We are running Trish. We, I guess, have a way of making this right now, but it's really convoluted, so that's really just kind of there for now. The Glaciosaurus. We do have a way of making this, but I don't think it's going to usually ever come up. I think I'd rather make a Ring 6 instead of this. 2 Rafflesia. We are sighting in a few traps, so running the 2 I don't think is a big deal, and like I said, currently we're not really able to summon most anything in the extra deck, so no harm in having that there. The 1 Lagia, that is, I guess, one of our only like inboard negates that we can bring out. It's not bad, but it would definitely be better if we could pair it with like a Dolka or something else. We are running 3 of the Drill. This, is able to bring back Misk, so I do like it. At maybe even more than 1, but probably just at 1 copy moving forward. But for now, 3 is fine. 1 Solda. I may bump this to 2 and 2. We'll see. Currently, obviously, once we get closer to an inboard, the Solda will be gone. We should have access to the new Evolzor. But for now, this is definitely what we're running. The 1 Ptolemy, obviously I know that in order to go to rank 6, you are locking yourselves into certain types, and Machine is not one of the ones you can summon, but if for whatever reason we're able to keep them both, the Frostosaurus and the Xeno, on board for a turn, we can go into this at some point, but really, again, just one of those things that'll probably be cut as soon as we're able to. The Lieb, if we're able to pull the rank 10, This might be something we keep around. I don't know how many times we're going to have 2 UCTs on board and necessarily need this, but, you know, it's a card. 1 Asa, I do expect this one to come up a little bit. That'll probably actually stay for quite a while. Just being able to, you know, grab the Earth Kashtiras, and then obviously with Super Heavy Samurai, so I think that's actually a pretty good one moving forward. Wind will definitely be cut. I don't know too many wind monsters in the format currently, so this is just kind of there, again, just fill space. I don't really think the only thing we're able to summon off of is the Drill and Godarla, but yeah, you know, for now, it's just to have it in the deck. And Scrap Wyvern, this is obviously going to be in the deck moving long term, but for now, it does not have any way to be summoned. Moving on to the side deck. Now this is just going to be kind of a lot of things that probably long term are going to be changed. Retaliating Sea. This is obviously not going to be coming in against Kashtira, just, you know, it doesn't do anything to them. You know, vanishing, but, you know, some decks this definitely can be pretty impactful against, so definitely worth sideboarding it for now until we get some better cards. 3 Godarla, you know, we can bring it up to 6 Kaijus if we want. I think the only thing I would bring these in for would be getting rid of, like, evenly matched, just because we do want our battle phase to OTK, so maybe bringing in the Godarla for the evenly matched in some games I think will be pretty good. Econ, I don't think I'm going to ever slide this in, it's just really just here, but if I want it, I definitely have access to it, but, you know, we'll probably kind of see how this changes over the next few weeks. The 1 Duster, you know, we want a few more back row removal cards moving forward, so this will stay long term. Hopefully we're able to add like some Cosmics or maybe eventually some Lightning Storms, but we'll just have to kind of see. 1 Gravedigger, 1 Bottomless, and 1 Floodgate, and then Trap Hole Nightmare, and then a Torrential, so only pulled 1 Torrential, otherwise we might play a few more, but from there we just have a few of the, you know, Trap Hole lineups for Rafflesia, if that's something we want to end on if we decide to go first, or even going second if we're not able to, like, OTK, so, you know, just a few things that we have access to overall. But yeah, kind of just a quick little deck profile, and then we'll hop into the feature match. We'll see you there. Alright, so kicking off game 1 here. We did lose the dice roll, but they elect to go first, so not really any issue here for us. We were gonna, you know, choose to go second anyway, since we are going with a more of a blind second build. They do lead off with the Wraithsoth and grab Unicorn. Did not draw Ash Blossom, so we're not going to have any form of interaction on their turn, but it's totally fine. Honestly, Kashtira, while not necessarily an easy matchup, does not necessarily put up any spell trap interruption, so having that Raigeki in hand, I knew we were going to be able to, you know, at least clear most of the monsters, and from there, you know, I was only just hoping that they weren't going to have like an imperm set, you know, like some like book or something like that, some form of just interruption against us, but, you know, just kind of let them go through, do their plays. You know, they're going to end on a pretty decent board overall, I think, all things considered. You know, they're going to have a Spanish 3 here. I think it was just 2 Ash Blossoms, and I don't remember what the third card was, so honestly nothing too big. Honestly, a pretty big plus here that we're not actually going to be drawing into, like, Ash Blossom, so definitely happy to see that overall. From there, you know, again, they just kind of go throughout their plays. They're going to have, yeah, Rise Heart here, and this is where I was kind of just hoping that they wouldn't, you know, put a set card down and just kind of pass from there, but yeah, they begin kind of shuffling up and they pass, so I was pretty happy with that. Really felt like as long as they didn't have maybe like a Nibiru or Ash Blossom themselves, we were going to be able to kind of OTK through this board. And right away, they do go into standby phase. They are going to bring out a Unicorn, which is, I mean, honestly fine. You know, they're going to lose it anyway, so it's not like it's going to be too big of a deal before I activate any monster effects. Not that particularly anything in this extra deck is worth, you know, too much. But, yep, go Raigeki here. You know, they kind of quickly are reading what the Exceed does as far as protection, but, you know, they quickly realize that it can only protect itself, so it no longer has any materials on it. And we are just able to kind of go from there. We do have Lithosagium plus a baby in hand, so that is just going to kind of kickstart our combo there. We'll bring out the Lithosagem, and then off of baby, since we do have Archosaur in hand, we're just actually going to go into Petite. I think Petite was the right play just because no need to waste all of our babies, and we are going to bring out an Oviraptor off of it to just kind of continue making some plays there. So we do destroy Petite, we go into we grab the double evolution pill first, then we go ahead and summon off of Petite a Oviraptor. Oh yeah, forgot. They do hit us with Droll and Lock here, but that's totally fine. Oviraptor can dump, so when we're not going to get the protection off of Oviraptor for Misk, that does obviously open us up to possibly like a Nibiru. As long as they didn't have that, we were still going to be, pretty fine overall. So yeah, we go bring out the Oviraptor. I guess I'm kind of thinking on some different options for what I want to sim with Oviraptor, but I think it's always just going to be, Misk. So, I mean, we already had like the pill in hand, so I think my one consideration was if I, at this point, dump the Giant Rex and like leave the Misk for later. But I think once I quickly realized I was going to be able to put up lethal, I decided to go the Misk route so I can bring out a baby. And so yeah, so we are going to, as soon as we find it, the one of, but yeah, we do dump the Misk. And then we do go Misk plus a, go ahead and get rid of the UCT since we're not going to be able to summon that back, so keep the babies in the grave and bring out another baby. So we can go ahead and go Oviraptor, targeting the baby to pop the baby, and we can bring back the other baby. And baby's effect, we will bring out at this point the Giant Rex. And we'll go ahead and go the Archosaur and Rex into Asa. Honestly, just here to clear the board, we, at this point, pretty much have everything we need. We already had the other UCT in hand because we don't have a way of getting a non-dino in the grave, so banish 2 dinos, bring out, UCT. We'll bring back the Giant Rex. I do check its attack points, but it's going to quickly get overlaid with Oviraptor just to be able to put up some more damage that can attack directly. So we are just going to overlay the Giant Rex and the Oviraptor. We're going to go into Lagia at this point. Yeah, so here we are. We're going to go ahead and go into Lagia, and since they really haven't done anything interruption-wise here, I feel pretty confident that they're not going to have that Nibiru unless they just decide to drop it on, the trying to go into battle phase, which, they don't know I probably don't have, Dolka, so it probably should have happened there if it was going to happen. We do pop the baby to flip their monster. That was really just honestly to bring out a level 4. We do quickly get rid of it, and the rest is there just to attack for game. So yeah, honestly was pretty happy with this game 1. We'll kind of go into game 2. Alright, so kicking off game 2 here, after a, honestly, pretty happy with it. Game 1, we do have Raigeki again in hand, so I feel pretty confident being able to deal with anything that they're able to put up. Don't have an Ash again, so it's unfortunate that we didn't draw into that. That would have been pretty good combo just to make sure that, you know, they're not able to, and not anything too serious. But, you know, just kind of let them go throughout their plays. They're following a very similar line. It does look like they have access to a few more things. So they are still grabbing that Rise Heart. And here's where they make a little bit of an interesting play. They do have a like Vanquished Souls engine in here, so they do bring out the level 4, which does grab them the Heavy Bogre. From here, they're going to go through and make a few more plays. So they're going to activate Birth. Birth, they're going to overlay the 2 7s into Shang'ira. They're going to bring out Rise Heart again. Banishing the Big Bang just so they can get another detach, plus they can activate the Shang'ira's effect. And the top 3 that we banish here, we do play this game out a little bit longer, but it's both our UCTs, so I mean, you know, I'm just going to kind of cut it off here. We try to take it, we do take this game way longer than it should have, and honestly that it really, you know, should have been able to go. We should have been able to, have dealt with us by that point. But yeah, we move on to game 3. Game 3 here kicks off, and once again, for the 3rd game in a row, this time we do elect to go second ourselves, and you know, they kind of begin with their combo. I mean, you know, Kashtira is definitely consistent, especially if you are playing a constructed deck versus a sealed deck, so they're going to definitely kind of just go through and be able to do their plays here. We have a, you know, different hand. We do have an Ash Blossom instead of, you know, Raigeki, so that is going to change things way up that we play. We don't really have access to a consistent starter at this point. Now, they do one thing I don't really like here. They immediately grab their deck as soon as they activate the Kashtaletheosis, just because they hadn't seen us, you know, have a interaction with that to this point. Doesn't mean that we might not, so I don't like that, but it's whatever. We're going to need to shuffle their deck anyway, because they hadn't after going into it, so it doesn't really change the game state too much. From there, they just kind of pass turn, and we're sitting on a pretty, you know, brick hand. We do have access to Lost World, but we don't have like Overraptor or, you know, anything to really kick off our plays. The one thing that we are going to be able to do, however, is bring out Giant Rex here. Now, this is going to obviously give my opponent the token that we can use in order to begin our plays. So we are going to kind of go into the battle phase. And I think I'm just trying to decide if there's anything else we can do before doing so, but, you know, do realize that really don't have anything else that's possible. So we do go into there, Giant Rex, we do attack into the token. We do protect with Lost World, so that is going to pop a baby. Or Petite. So we'll go Petite effect will bring out a Overraptor. There's some question about like when this happens, because I know they're trying to use their effects, but since all this does happen in the damage step, but there's nothing that they can do to interact with this interruption, so, you know, kind of quickly let them know that, I mean, those cards do say except during the damage step, so yeah, we'll get our ad here off of Overraptor. We already have normaled, so definitely not going to grab a baby. We are just going to grab the Misk, so we can go about some plays here. So we are going to leave the battle phase. Alright, yeah, and here in main phase 2, we are going to have access to some more plays. We are going to kick things off by activating Misks. This is going to protect us during this main phase for anything that we need to do. We'll go misc for 1 here. I do believe we had a baby in hand. Yeah, so we're going to bring out the Archosaur. It's going to pop a baby in hand, which is going to grab us our double evolution pill. Plus we are going to get the effect of baby off here, so we can bring out another copy of baby. Or Petite, so we can actually go into the Xeno plays. So yeah, we'll go bring out Petite, we'll go Oviraptor, targeting the Petite to bring it back the baby. That is going to bring out the Xeno here. And from there, we're just going to, I guess, quickly take a look and see what our exact options are. It is going to be, looks like we're just going to kind of go into Asa again. Kind of just seems like the one play that we really can consistently make. We do have Ash in grave, so our, pill is live this go around, which is good. Do make a slight misplay here. We did the Xeno first. I had, was thinking about being able to go into, a Rafflesia, since we were going to be on the follow-up. We did bring in some of those trap cards, but I went ahead and used it here, so we're going to be locked out of doing that. It really doesn't change anything if I did that a little bit later, so it was really silly to do it here at this point, but definitely learning from that. I mean, consistently, and it's not a super big issue, I think, for long term with this deck, but at the immediately right now, those rank 4 pools, that would have been better to not do that, so we are going to go ahead and activate the double evolution pill to bring out UCT. They've not activated Unicorn's effect as of yet, just because we haven't really looked like we're going to go into the extra deck yet, but they are going to be able to activate Birth here to get rid of some of our babies in grave. We do get access to UCT. It's going to bring back our Giant Rex, and here, before we go into it, they are going to, since we did just activate a monster effect, they are going to go the effect of Unicorn. We're just showing off what we have. I mean, honestly, it's a bunch of pretty much garbage. I think kind of confused them on what to take, but, after some thinking, they do obviously make the logical choice and grab the Lagia, so we're not going to be able to make a rank 4 since our only other rank 4 is a plant. But yeah, just kind of quickly showing off a bunch of the cards that we have one-ofs, but I mean, most of them, honestly, we can't even summon, but hey, they don't really need to know that. So yeah, they're going to choose the one that they've seen, I guess, us use, being the Lagia. But yeah, with this, obviously just kind of have to go over and explain each one. I think I'm just giving a little bit more of an explanation about what some of them do, just so we don't have to look it up, but yeah, reading the Solda, but honestly, Solda's not such a big deal, so yeah, they are going to take the Lagia, which, like I said, from there, does kind of hurt us, just because we are not going to be able to go into a rank 4 on this turn. And here we do overlay into Solda, but right as we do, time is called, so nobody took any damage, so that does end 1-1 as a draw. Not too bad showing overall, I don't think. Pretty happy with how the deck was able to compete. We do finish out the tournament. We did lose a round, draw a round, and then we ended up with a bye, so not really going to count that as a win, but technically we were X1-1. Definitely some room to grow on there. Our other matchup that we did play was also against Kashtira, and we easily got 2-0'd there, so I think the deck has a lot of room to grow, obviously, so I'm very excited to see where we go moving forward into Week 2. A little bit of an unfortunate that we couldn't get that win there, because I feel like if we hadn't banished, even just one of the UCTs in game 2, we would have had a pretty easy, 2-0 sweep. So things definitely could have gone differently, but, that's just obviously how things happen sometimes. But overall, pretty excited to see where we go moving forward, and I will see y'all next week.